The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 9th day of September, 2022. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications Lindos. I'm Jamel Hartman, he's Philip Trott, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Phil, look, it's Friday, man, but check this. We're going to, well, you know what? Before I talk about us, let's give a huge shout out. We've got one of our biggest supporters, always out there, wins a lot. Now, Pamela Wade, she had a birthday recently, so we missed it on the Daily Hour, but we don't mind doing belated. So happy birthday to Pamela Wade.
Happy belated. Happy belated.
And she's a September person too, like us. I mean, she's extra.
I heard there's a mighty fine people.
Yeah. We're some great people, Phil. We're some great. You asking about Phil and I? Oh, Phil's birthday is on Sunday. Mine is on Monday, folks. I know. Where you want our gift sent to, Phil?
I'll tell you that off here.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Actually, maybe we'll ask Maya to be our good friend, our best friend, and collect our gifts for us. How's that?
That works for me.
Yeah, because I don't trust Larry, Sherry, and Sancha to collect our gifts from.
When you say that, like Larry, Sherry, and Sancho, it sounds. Remember the three Stooges, Larry, Moon, and Curly.
He called you all the Three Stooges. I didn't call you.
That's what it sounded like. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I did not call you all that. Anyway, greetings, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today. We're going to be discussing, we were supposed to have Mr. Cordell Riley on, but instead, we don't have our guest today. We will be discussing the death of the Queen and what this means for Bermuda. This is another conversation, I think, all hands on deck, all voices heard. What does it mean for Bermuda? I mean, if you have social media, it was crazy yesterday. We'll get into that. The Daily Play, we're going to have the feud, Phil. Now, Phil, I'm going to say it again, Larry, Sherry, and Sancha, they've been killing it lately. I mean, their arrogance, like they don't even let me play the music.
No, I heard the rule. I heard the adjustment to the new rule. So
no cheating. Can I start the music first?
I mean, I'll tell you what, you may get through the whole song with me. So
maybe we'll ease them up since it's our birthday weekend. Thank you, Karen Simmons says happy birthday, Phil and Jamel, Sunday and Monday. Thank you. We appreciate you. Karen Simmons also says good morning, TDH family. Condolences to the royal family on the passing of HM Queen Elizabeth II. Yes, we are still a British overseas territory. Well, let's get into it. So question of the morning, obviously, unless you're living under a rock, which Stacey Dash apparently does. She just learned about DMX, right? So I did see a meme. Was it you that shared it, Phil? You shared the meme in the group?
I think so.
Yeah, Phil's he's the rude in the group. He's always sharing the rude memes, right? Phil shared the meme, said, somebody please let Stacey Dash know, right? For those who don't know, Stacey Dash basically just said a couple weeks ago that she didn't know DMX had passed, and she's a big DMX fan. So
I think to be fair, I think she also mentioned like she had an addiction to painkillers or something. So she might have been under that fog.
Was she in rehab or something too?
Possibly. I think so.
Yeah, because when you're in there, you don't really have access, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna give her the bly on that one, but I wouldn't have tweeted it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So hopefully, again, like we were saying, unless you're living under a rock, you know that the Queen Elizabeth II, has passed away. And the question of the morning is really simple, folks. At the end of the day, you know what, Phil?
what's
It's
that?
crazy, and I'm not being jokey here, but the day I received my U.S. passport, the Queen passed, right? And I think I broke her heart, leaving, one empire for another, right? But I say that
You
because
still have your Bermuda passport, don't you?
no, my Bermuda passport expired last year, bro. But I have her.
Okay.
I have her passport. I have the UK one.
Okay. Oh, see, so
Yeah,
you're still.
I'm still. I'm still.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, you know what I said to Larry on the side yesterday. I said, I'm not into judging people for who they choose to mourn and how they choose to mourn.
Right. Okay.
I'm not. But I am confused by some things, and I'll leave it at that. So the question of the morning, folks, how do you feel about the passing of Queen Elizabeth, and what do you think it means for Bermuda? What do you think this means? Now, let me just go through some of the things that you may have seen, Phil. During her tenure, right? Great Britain, basically, the countries that under her tenure as queen gained their independence or freedom. It's a long list. I feel like the remaining countries are there because they want to be, not because they have to be. So what does this mean for Bermuda, like the Queen's passing? I'm interested to hear what our audience thinks. But what I will say is whenever there's a death, yeah, condolences to the family, condolences to the friends and the people impacted by that death.
I'm not one of them.
Was that?
I'm not one of them.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it's no judgment from me, because at the end of the day, if you don't celebrate somebody while they're living, why celebrate them at death? If you don't honor them while they're living, why honor them at death? So this is not to, like, again, I'm not judging anybody for how they choose to mourn or not mourn, but it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. So yeah, that's your question, folks. How do you feel about the passing of Queen Elizabeth, and what do you think it means for Bermuda? We've got some birthday shout outs already, Phil. We've got
I know, man.
She says happy.
Such a loving community.
Yeah, Tanya Cheeseman. We appreciate you. We appreciate you all. We really do. Thank you so much for the love.
Can I just point something out? We have 4 to 1 for the Queen. We have 1 condolences and 4 happy birthdays. We're doing all right this morning.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, this is true, Phil. I didn't even consider that.
Oh no, I'm taking score.
Yeah.
I'm for Liverpool, so we don't have much to take score of lately. By the way, you saw all EPL games postponed for the weekend.
I just saw this statement from the Premier League actually when we were coming on air. That now, again, what does this mean for Bermuda? I know a lot of Bermudians were discussing whether or not there's going to be a holiday. Well, in fairness, you all didn't even celebrate the what's it called?
The
Jubilee, right? So
you know what, Jamal? I changed my mind. I am bereaved.
So you want a day off?
It's very traumatic. I think we should have at least a week.
Phil wants a day off
until they had the funeral, and until I can
get over it.
Get over it, man.
Okay.
Yes.
Folks, what does it mean? Like, what this is your country, this is your island. What does this mean for you? I mean, from my perspective, Phil, and this may sound really bad, because I love you all. I really do love Bermudians. Like the people, maybe not the politicians, but the people. But the only reason it doesn't mean much is because Bermudians don't really know any better in terms of wanting better as a collective, because even just yesterday we were talking about independence, and people are scared of it, and rightfully so, because of how the government runs the country, right? Phil, you making people weak. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing, but but I
listen, I'm destroyed.
But I say that in reference to Bermuda, because Britain, I don't believe Britain, a politician, still a politician, a minister in Bermuda said to me back in 2008, 2009, the only thing holding Bermuda hostage to Britain is Bermudians.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So while we watched Jamaica and Kenya and all these other countries gained their independence. I mean, Barbados only recently becoming its official republic. We see that. We live in fear, right? We live in fear and don't want to take charge of our own destiny because of our lack of trust of our current politics and politicians.
I saw a tweet somewhere that in a calendar year, an Independence Day is celebrated by some country. Independence from the British is celebrated by some country once every 6 days. So it's like 60 something countries that celebrate the same holiday on different days, obviously, throughout the year. Like that's a lot of territories, man.
Yeah.
And they still I think in Canada she's still the head of state. You know what I mean? So
well, I think Phil, there was a list, and let me see if I have it, but there's only 22 countries that were never invaded by Britain, I think I saw. Right? So if that's the case, let me just see if I have it. There are only 22 countries that weren't where would I see? I don't know where things go in my phone when I download them, Phil. I believe I downloaded it. It might have been, man, technology is so strange, man. Or it's just me. Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay. So only 22 countries have never been invaded by Britain. Countries invaded by Britain throughout their history: Andorra, Belarus, Bolivia, Burundi, Central. It's a lot. Guatemala, Monaco, Vatican City. So these are all the countries that have been, like, it's 22 that have never been invaded by Britain. So that what you just said makes sense, Phil, in terms of the fact that every 6 days it's like a country celebrating its independence from Britain. Now, again, you guys are quiet this morning. We're asking the audience, how do you feel about the passing of Queen Elizabeth, and what do you think it means for Bermuda? Like, what do you think this means for you?
I don't think it means anything.
Yeah.
Like nothing's going to, like you said, nothing's going to change. We're not going to go independent. The only thing that's changing is we have a new national anthem.
What's the new anthem? Does it say "God Save the King" or something?
God Save the King.
Really?
Yeah. Check Wikipedia.
Oh, that's just
check Wikipedia right now and look up Bermuda on Wikipedia, and you will see that our national anthem says "God Save the King."
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's fast out there.
Yeah, I mean, Maya probably been on there.
I was more excited about the new iPhone.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
then what this mean? It don't mean. And like you said, I actually
it could inspire people to want to change anything, though. You don't think it can inspire people to want to change anything?
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna inspire, because it didn't really affect us more. I will say this, and this is with the benefit of hindsight. I think something like you guys conscription fight would have done what should. I'm not saying it should have, but I think that's more of that would have had more impact on actually making something happen than the Queen's death. And again, I do want to touch on something. The first thing you said, that I was kind of thinking about this overnight. Like, I don't, for people who lived, who the monarchy benefited, and who live under, and who have some affinity for the Queen and the whole UK monarchy and all that stuff. If you feel that way, like if you feel some type of bereavement, I'm, cool, whatever. I don't. It don't affect me. I didn't feel. You know what the thing is? I watch this stuff. I watch this stuff because I like the not that I like it, but the whole the ceremony interests me. Like the fact that they have all this stuff in place. Oh, this is what we do. We do this and this and this and this is it. Like, I watched them put the sign up on the gates and all. Like, I find that stuff interesting, not just in the UK, but like when it happens in the US, when it happens in like I just watch that stuff because it's it's interesting. But as far as like feeling feeling bad, I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you say that. I feel trauma from my time in the Bermuda Regiment. Honestly, I know people may laugh and think I'm joking, but I'm like, it was a traumatic experience. It's for me. It's like,
and
yeah,
I when you like you saying that, I can get it because I'm not gonna put all your business out there, but you told me in person when you was done, and you told me about the financial hit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're still dealing with that.
Yeah.
So I can get that. I can understand that.
Yeah, yeah. And to be clear, I'll be very frank. A lot of people think it's just fighting conscription. No, we're still paying off a $250,000 bill. So when you ask about why I'm so passionate about standing up against systems and justice, standing up ain't easy. It's not just about being the loudest voice or most effective. It costs. It costs. Other people will benefit from what you're fighting for and fighting against, but only you really face the issues that come with it. Let's go to some comments, Phil. Question is, how do you feel about the passing of Queen Elizabeth, and what do you think it means for Bermuda? Michelle White and Sancha Durham, what for you, Phil?
Michelle White says, being on the older end of the spectrum, I feel saddened about the loss as it increases uncertainty of Charles as a leader. He has been a silent member and we don't know him. And Sanchez says, I feel it is an end of an era. Now, Sanchez saying this, right? It made me, I was actually thinking of Charles when I read this. It's an end of an era in terms of like the Queen, yes. But it's to me, it's just gonna be more of the same, if not worse. Like Charles, he'll be itching to get on the throne, for like the Queen never abdicated her throne and went and retired. She could have done that 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So he's been on the bench. So who knows what's gonna happen now?
Yeah.
It could be even worse. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess, and Sanchez, I don't want to put words in your mouth. What do you mean by end of era? Do you just mean the end of a queen and not, because again, if people feel like nothing's going to change, then what is the end of the era? It's just the end of a queen and now a king. Now, I actually did Google. Don't call me names from what I'm about to say. I Googled last night because I was like, isn't King Charles the name of a dog breed, right? And
here you go. Here you go.
No, it is. Cavalier King's Charles Spaniel. It is. So I was just, kind of like, I've heard this together. I've heard it together. I'm not being rude. I was just saying I knew I had heard those two together. Nachiko Trot says, Traveling Trotty, sorry. I don't see many things changing. Will our money change? Well, that's key. Currency, right?
I don't know if the money. I mean, it will change eventually. It's not going to change tomorrow, and it may not change because, we have it's plenty different currencies out there that have dead, dead representatives on them. So Charles might not get his until after he passes. I don't know.
Well, that's true because ain't all the people on the U.S. money dead?
Everybody's dead. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not to be insensitive or nothing, but
no, but I mean, they are not with us.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Karen Simmons says, the passing does not impact me directly unless we are singing the national anthem to now say, God save the king. The currency, bills and coins will have to be changed over time. Yeah, you can't just, I guess that's a question for the Bermuda Monetary Authority as well. What does that time period look like? Michelle White says, yes, they changed the anthem immediately. As soon as they said, God save the king, everything immediately changes. I read that even the money will now change, which is crazy since they just changed it. I mean, those changes are minimal. I mean, does the value of the money change, like that stuff where it impacts our way of living? I guess I'm interested to see, again, some of the stories that was sharing how the monarchy per se evolved over the years, right? And then you have people who question whether it evolved or not. This is, I think, the only death that will probably have the world reacting in such a manner would be Donald Trump. Honestly, I think I think that's probably the only death that can probably split and divide people like this. Because, folks, honestly, say it all the time: the internet is undefeated, and I just think people should feel how you feel. But it's interesting to see. Um, I don't know, because the Queen did oversee. She was Queen when those concentration camps in Kenya were going on, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken. I correct me if I'm wrong, audience.
I tweeted something, actually retweeted something, and it's a video of, no, I can't remember where it was.
His birthday is on Sunday, folks.
But anyway, it was basically talking about how how colonialism, basically these guys came rampage this whole village. And I don't want to get too graphic because people's eating their breakfast, but they put basically they used how you have nutcrackers for walnuts. They used them on grown men. I'll just leave it at that. You know what I mean? And so, and this was not like, this all happened during this monarchy, during this era. You know what I mean? So, and here's the thing that
we're gonna get in trouble because Maya trying to come in. You know, the boss is backstage. Let's bring Maya in, because Phil and Maya's been arguing backstage. So we're gonna talk about their argument first.
Yeah, let's talk about our argument.
Good morning, Maya. How are you?
Morning. I don't argue.
She can argue. She puts people in their place, folks. All right. So let's talk about what's going on backstage. So basically, Phil, you said that the anthem, and Michelle White said the anthem changes to "God Save the King." Your great source of Wikipedia, Maya, says no, that's not true. So let's talk about this first. Maya.
Okay, I'm not saying it's not true. It's definitely going to change, but you said it changed on Wikipedia, and when I searched it, like, it hasn't changed on my Wikipedia end. But we both got two different sources there. I haven't been able to go through yours because yours is the entire Bermuda thing.
No,
I just searched.
Go through mine.
Mine is right at the start of the page.
Yours is not Bermuda. Yours is "Hail to Bermuda." That's what
if you read it, it says "Hail to Bermuda," also known as the islands.
The territorial anthem.
Yes, and then it says the official anthem is the national anthem of the United Kingdom. God Save the Queen. It still says "God Save the Queen."
Go to the Wikipedia entry for Bermuda.
Hold up. I clicked it. Okay, you're right, Phil. I clicked it, and now it says "God Save the King." Maybe it just refreshed.
You don't think
that's because that's the
it doesn't matter. Wikipedia is not a really good source anyway. It's nice.
It's not, it's not, but it's there.
I'm just saying Wikipedia. Folks.
It is there.
Hey, you saw them arguing, and I was sitting back and just being a good referee. Let's get to the news break.
Good morning.
Daily Hour News Break. Go ahead, Maya.
Morning, everyone. This is the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. And today, obviously, we're already starting to talk about it. The Queen Elizabeth II has officially passed on. She died at the age of 96. She was the longest reigning monarch of 70 years in the service of the kingdom.
You know, Maya, I know when we think of politics locally, you just did a story the other day. You spoke about it. About how disconnected young people are from, like, the movement, right? The unions.
Yes.
How disconnected do you think young people are from the monarch and maybe Queen Elizabeth and just the ties to Britain?
I will say that I did a little poll, more of a conversation on my Media My page yesterday, just asking people how they felt generally. Now, it is anonymous when it comes in, so I can't necessarily see the ages, though I might know some people. But I can definitely tell the younger generation isn't as pressed, if that's the word I can use. But there are some people who said, like, one comment I'll read says, "I've never liked the monarchy and the Queen and don't think it should be a thing at all. But it is weird she was queen for my grandparents, parents, and my life. And now she's not here." So it's been a lot of entries like that. I don't really care, to be honest, but a bit nervous to see what's going to happen next. Legend, I truly don't care, to be honest. Intrigued, simply because it happened in my lifetime. It's very sad. but interesting to see what's going to happen from her changes, things of that nature. Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting, Phil. I mean, I don't know yet how you feel, but the fact it seems like the norm in the responses was, I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah.
Like it just seems like that. And you know what? Again, that empathy is shown in our politics per se, right? You kind of want to think it's shown towards the union and laborers. How did we get there where people don't care? Because for me, I mean, I would think that, and I know it's probably not going to happen in my life, but I would use the examples of the Kenyas, of the Jamaicas, of the Barbados, of all these countries and say, isn't that where we want to be as a nation? But again, people are so disconnected. I think people are just so focused on, you know what? I want to do well in life, and I'm focused on what I need to do to make my life, successful. So interesting responses, Maya.
Yeah, it continued on like that. There were some people that obviously were very sentimental about it. It is the end of an era, like Sancho even said. A lot of people mentioned that as well. But moving on to what's actually happening on the island, because people do want to know how it's going to affect Bermuda.
Yeah.
We don't know that as of yet what it'd be like to have Charles as king, but we do know that our governor is going to be doing a tribute, and they're going to have a mourning period, and that today at 12 p.m. there will be like a 21 rifle salute to mark the passing of the Queen Elizabeth at the Royal Bermuda Regiment. Still waiting on the announcement at 8 a.m. that it'll still go through because of the weather with the tropical storm Earl, but it seems okay, and I think it will most likely happen, and the community is welcome to join in and be there if they wish.
Yeah. At the end of the day, she was the head of state for Bermuda. I know how people feel. She was the head of state, so I can understand people who sympathize. I can understand people. I mean, and let me just be clear. Me understanding people is a matter of respect. It's not saying I agree with people. Let me just put that there. It's not, and I don't have to agree with them. This is their life. But so it's only normal and natural that they would have something in Bermuda to honor the Queen. Maya, have you heard anything in regards to whether or not there'll be a holiday? Because I know Premier Brett's been a bit cheap with the holidays. He didn't give you a day for the Jubilee.
No, there has nothing been updated about any holiday that will happen. But I will comment on, there was a comment that someone mentioned, I believe it was Michelle White in the comments about the changing of money and everything. Yeah, that will eventually happen. They do say it takes like several years though, so it's not like an overnight thing. But yeah, there will be a lot of changes since her passing, and she reigned for a very long time. So we can expect some changes. Even in uniforms, they said they could expect changes.
Oh, whose uniform? Like
in the UK, I wouldn't expect to be uniform changes like in Bermuda for our regiment, but
regiment. Yeah.
Do they have is it a different crest or something? Is it
not entirely sure? I read it on a source in UK news, and I was like, okay.
I think they're gonna keep her on the money, I don't think it's gonna be a across the board change.
I feel like that would be quite an interesting debate because she's
been there for so long. Like I feel like out of like memorial, I don't whatever. But I think one of these bills are gonna have her on there.
Well, I mean, like the U.S., every bill be different. They could do something.
Like George Washington, but I think the U.S. tries. I think they go out of the way to do everything different from the U.K.
Yeah. I thought Harriet Tubman was supposed to be on one. What else you got for us, Maya?
What else I have is that the Bermuda Police Service has received complaints surrounding the sale of cell phones on the island, which are unable to be activated with local carriers. So if you've purchased a cell phone recently that you probably have realized it's not really connecting, you can't get any local connections from it, then you should probably contact BPS and let them know what is happening, who you purchased this phone from.
Someone selling phones in Bermuda that can't be used by Digicel or One?
Yes, because they're blocked by a U.S. carrier.
So they're not unlocked phones?
Yes, they're not unlocked phones. And they most likely will be an Apple product as well.
Interesting. Keep your eyes open, folks. Watch out for that stuff. Anything in sports? Any good stuff?
There is quite interesting stuff coming up in sports. I mean, we do have some archers who are competing right now in the CAC qualifiers away right now for Bermuda. And we also have the 4th annual Quifter Triathlon and Aquathon and a mixed team relay championship that's scheduled for September 24th and 25th here in Bermuda for the very first time. It's going to have over 100 athletes on the island.
Nice. Well, Bermuda, we need those athletes. So when they come, let's show up, show out. Let's show them love, folks. Because anything we can do to help our island, get more people all out here.
Take pictures, tag the athletes in them, post it, and that's one way that we can
Seriously. Retweet.
we can all be influencers.
Yeah. And obviously Earl, it looks like Bermuda made out well. Anything else in weather, Maya?
There was actually, from the weather report this morning, it said it might still be a lot of winds. It's going to be really gloomy and gray, and there's still the possibility of some gale force winds. So just keep an eye out for weather.bm because we still are under a tropical warning right now. It hasn't quite passed us just yet. And that was of the 6 a.m. report this morning.
All right, cool. Thanks so much for that. Phil, what you got days of the year? Days to remember. What you got for us?
Okay, so the day of the year is actually, today is Stand Up to Cancer Day. So in 2007, the Stand Up to Cancer organization was formed by several women whose lives had been affected by cancer. By 2021, Stand Up to Cancer had raised more than $746 million for cancer research, and that number continues to grow. Not only has it raised money, but it's brought together more than 2,000 of the world's best scientists who hopefully will collaborate together to eradicate cancer.
Yeah, and folks, if you haven't seen it already, on Wednesday, go back, watch that episode. We had Esri Williams from the Bermuda Health and Cancer Center on. We were discussing prostate cancer. Us men, and Phil was part of the conversation, even though he wasn't hosting, jokingly but seriously. Like, we've got to encourage one another to go for those tests, especially when you have birthdays like Phil and I this weekend. Yeah. We're at that mark, right? So
over the hill.
Over the hill. And thank you, Christine Pierman. Yes, Maya will be collecting Phil and I's gifts, folks. I said, I like September guys who are born September 1st to 22nd. Yes.
I take donations too.
Yes, donations. Maya, anything else before you head out?
Just want to remind everyone, to drive safe as always, and that September is still Suicide Awareness Month as well. And just, talk to people, break those stigmas. Like, we do know that men tend to have the highest suicides even on islands. So just talk to your people, let them know that they can cry on your shoulder. You'd rather have your friend there speaking to you than having to be at the funeral next week. It's a serious issue, and we should just be more vocal about it and let people know that we love them, we're there, and we care.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Maya. You have a wonderful weekend, and I'm sorry Phil didn't invite you to his party.
I didn't have no party, man. It's no party. At my age, it's no party. No party.
Our days are done. Maya, we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
All right, Maya Palacio, folks. We're going to take a quick break. We will continue the conversation. Question of the morning, folks. How do you feel about the passing of Queen Elizabeth, and what do you believe it means for Bermuda? So you can continue to comment. We'll be back after this short break. Stick with us.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's. I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Philip Trott, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed on our website, thedailyhour.com, so that you don't miss a chance for updates, promotions, prizes, and more. Also, if you're on the go and you can't watch us, you can still listen. Just make sure you download the BCG radio app. Once again, yes, it is. Phil's birthday is on Sunday. My birthday is on Monday, but we want to give a big shout out. I think Kathy Rogers, we had another September birthday. Happy birthday to Kathy Rogers. So folks in the audience, make sure you give a big shout out to Kathy Rogers. Nana Pamela Wade, always in the audience as well. She is a big winner in the crowd. Make sure you give another special happy birthday to Pamela Wade. Show them some TDH community love. Back to the question of the morning. How do you feel about the passing of Queen Elizabeth, and what do you believe it means for Bermuda? What do you believe it means for Bermuda? I know we have a lot of comments we didn't get to, Phil, so let's go to Sean Smith. He says, will the new king kick the remaining children out of the house like Bermuda?
That's rude, man.
We've got Tanya Cheeseman says it will take about 2 years for the money to change, but with England moving to a cashless country, will this really go forward?
I think
interesting.
I think it will. I mean, like I said, there was a comment about which I forgot. There's a comment on there somewhere about the stamps. Which that I think will be an easier transition, because you just got to print new stamps.
Yeah, I moving towards a cashless country. Interesting. They'll probably tell credit card companies they need his face on it. I don't know. Renee Simmons says it depends on how King Charles III reigns. It's that the Queen has passed after a long reign, but I have always been interested in history of the monarchy, knowing of colonialism. Sam Cat Place says Operation London Bridge is a whole program devoted to the Queen's passing. Some changes, yes, but it wasn't Operation London Bridge yesterday because she passed in Scotland. It was Operation.
Right. I can't remember what it was called, but I think it might still have been Operation London Bridge, but I think
with us.
I think it's like a contingency, like it's a plan B. It's the same plan. If she dies,
Operation Unicorn, it says.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it says Operation Unicorn. What happens after the Queen's death in Scotland? So,
okay,
the logistics of Operation London Bridge, the formal plans drawn up to deal with the death of the head of state, provided for the eventuality that she would die at Balmoral. Thank you, Sherry, for sending this in the group, which has been long one of her favorite places. Operation Unicorn, the code name for the plans in Scotland, leaked some time ago and indicated it is likely her coffin will temporarily rest at the Palace of Holyrood House, having been taken there by road 2 days after her death. So the coffin is likely to be flown back to London, where it will be taken to Buckingham Palace before the big ceremonial procession in the capital, planned for D-Day plus 5 days of the 10-day funeral plans, which will involve the Queen lying in state. So I guess they're both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like I said, like we were saying before, I don't knock anybody. If you I think you put it the best, actually. Like if you didn't care about her while she was here, then you know, like my granny, right? She's long past now, but she lived to be 103, I think. And you get when you reach the centennial age, you get the card from the Queen. And she loved the whole monarchy stuff. Like she was into the royal family and all that stuff. And she was 100. That's like her whole life. Plus she had a king before. But if that's what you're into, that cool.
Yeah, it's. I mean, again, to each their own in that regard. The question, folks, how do you feel about the passing of Queen Elizabeth? What do you think it means for Bermuda? Richard Augustus says Charles is heavily connected with the WEF. That I believe that's the World Economic Fund. The Great Reset will quicken, but sure rest in peace. We've got Carla John says, poor King Charles III will have such a short reign compared to the Queen's. I wonder if he will have any real impact.
He may try to have more impact because he knows his time short.
Good point. Very good point. Very good point. Richard Augustus says, actually, I hear that in about a year or so, new currencies, postage stamps will be redesigned with the new king's image moving forward. Well, you know what's interesting, Phil? I'm sure they've had this plan in place for like probably 30 probably since she became queen, right? So I don't think anything is going to be as reactive as, well, most of our lives. I think things are so. This is just another level of planning. This is something that,
especially like with these big countries, like like in the States, like they have. If something happens to the president, like they have, like things turn on like a switch.
Correct.
Oh, we got to do this. 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 Like, so with these big countries, like they can move and navigate these types of things without pretty much missing a beat.
Yeah. So yeah, Operation London Bridge, Operation Unicorn, they are in place, and so I guess a 10-day procession. As Phil mentioned earlier, there will be no football. UK, no Premier League this weekend. The Premier League has announced that they postponed all games out of respect for the Queen.
Everybody in Liverpool about to be on that field running.
Well, basically what Phil's saying is the way you've been playing, you need all the practice in the world. Another happy birthday to another fellow Virgo, Shayna Smith, who had, I think, a birthday last year. Shayna, big happy belated to look. Is it
September 3rd?
Let's go with the 3rd. Yeah, that's the 3rd. That's the 3rd.
Might be.
September 3rd.
I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, it's September 3rd. Yeah. So, how do you feel? What do you think? I'm interested because Phil, we said earlier, right? I think you said it as well. What do you think this means for Bermuda? And I'm actually concerned that people are saying, and you said it as well, oh, I don't think much will change.
It's got to be because our birthdays are so close together. I'm thinking the same thing. So, when Maya was here, Maya said, a lot of her people around her age is like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying they are wrong for that, because that's just how, the environment that they brought up in. But it's disheartening because that sort of means that nothing's going to change. Because we don't care. Like if you look at some of the countries that have made the move to independence, they were kind of like, if you take Jamaica, like the Jamaica, is not as, the GDP and all that is not as high as ours, right? So when you're faced with, especially some type of economic struggle, or you're basically fighting for your life sometimes, like you got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So you can afford, I want to say afford, but you're like, well, let's just do it. Like what it can be worse than this. You know what I mean? And so these countries have made that type of step. And I don't know if it's the same, like if we're facing that same type of struggle, or we think we're not facing that same type of struggle.
Yeah, I wanted to go to I saw on the Jamaica Gleaner yesterday, speaking of Jamaica, that the Jamaican government has announced a series of activities, including 12 days of national mourning to mark Thursday's death of Queen Elizabeth II, who was the country's head of state. The period will be observed from September 8th to 19th. A day of mourning will be held. I share that because I want to share a couple of other things. Out of most of the islands, I think Bahamas had like a 3-liner.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Other islands had, a bit longer, a couple of paragraphs and whatnot. And the response, I guess, people are, responding and making fun of the responses by certain countries. At the end of the day, folks, and you all know I'm not here to defend politicians, especially David Burt, Premier of Bermuda. But truthfully, that's his position. What was he supposed to say? This is why I couldn't be in these positions, because, I was always told when I was younger, and I wanted to be a police officer. Guy told me, you couldn't be a police officer. You're too honest. But no, sorry, I take that back. You're too nice, he said. Right? Like, as in, like, I would have a problem applying law because I felt like bad for people, right? That's what he meant. And as I got older, I realized I couldn't be a police officer because I didn't agree with a lot of the laws on the books that I would have to apply the law to. You get me?
Mm.
With politics and Premier David Burt, I couldn't be in that position because I don't agree to the things that I would have to do. You get what I'm saying? Makes sense?
Yeah.
Like it's tough. So I don't think he has any choice regarding that, but that's why
I think if we're being honest, these are official government statements, right? These are not. I seriously doubt that a lot of these people, even it's like these some of these other countries, the prime minister, whatever, even if they're putting out that statement, I seriously doubt that all of them really give a hoot.
Well, I got something from Dr. Ewart Brown. Let's just read this. The Honorable former Premier Dr. Ewart Brown, quote, during my premiership, Wanda and I had the honor of hosting Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip when they visited Bermuda in November 2009. We recognized then, and we do so now, irrespective of anyone's political persuasion or beliefs, the Queen is someone to salute for 70 years of exemplary, steadfast, and tireless public service. What a stateswoman to die at 96, only 2 days after attending to her duty to receive and give assent to the new British Prime Minister. What an amazing feat to serve for so long and remain committed until virtually her dying day. Our prayers are with the Queen's family, the people of the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and throughout the world. We have lost one of the most extraordinary figures in history, and that, end quote, that is the former Premier of Bermuda, Dr. the Honorable Ewart F. Brown, his statement coming through about Queen Elizabeth. So,
I stand corrected.
Well, let's go to the audience. Mal says the young people don't care because they haven't been educated on the history of the monarch. All they know is Instagram and Twitter. How it affects Bermuda remains to be seen. Well, let me just make clarity before Maya beats anybody up. She didn't say it was young people. She said it was. She couldn't tell who it was responding. It was anonymous. But I think many people think many of her followers are young. So it was some people that engage on her platform. So
okay. Respect, Mel. Thank you for being here with us. I gotta disagree with this one. I think, and I love social media and I hate social media, but social media has actually been very good with letting people know the true history of the monarchy.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So let's not do this whole the young people only know Instagram and Twitter. Instagram and Twitter will give you videos of people being tortured, of people being subjected to colonial rule. Like, I just don't want to do that.
Well, I think yesterday is a perfect example. The history that people were making short videos to give people a better understanding of why people are reacting the way they are about the monarch. So I think that while Instagram and Twitter, like food, we abuse it.
Good food, bad food.
Right? Like if you abuse it and treat it in a certain way, then yes. But I'll be honest. I mean, we're on social media to do this show. We rely on social media to do the show. Social media has its good, it has its bad, like most things. But I take Phil's point that even the videos dropped yesterday about the monarch and educating people, it's an opportunity to learn. It's just what you choose to use it for.
Right,
Karen Simmons, Phil.
Do you think that Premier David Burt will attend the funeral with expenses paid for by the people? Just a thought that popped into my head. That's a good question. I think he. I put it this way: if he did, I wouldn't care. That's not. It wouldn't. It wouldn't bother me that much.
I think I agree with you. Again, folks, I just go back to what I said just now. I think in that position.
Yeah,
there are things that he may not even agree with it. Like and I don't think it's something that I know financially we may feel like we're in a bad space, but
that's not gonna. I mean, for financially the situation,
and I mean
that's not gonna hurt us that much.
Yeah, I don't know. What would he want to attend? Probably. Will he attend? I don't know. Maybe we should put the question. We get Maya asked the question. Let's go to Michelle White. She says, as the leader and leading political party of our country, they are obligated to show favor, condolences, and other activities necessary to acknowledge the world's loss. And I agree. I think, it is harsh. I get people who find it funny, but it is harsh. That is part of the job. Michael Daniels makes a very good point here. As far as I know, the monarchy has no power. They are figureheads.
Okay, so that's that's true, and I think he might be saying that in to what we were talking about the where the monarchy is head of state for some of these countries. But I always think, like, when you think about it that way, like, the monarchy is really fragile,
Oh, absolutely.
In the UK, like, it's really no, like, I think, like, a lot of this stuff, like, as far as parliament and the procedures and the day-to-day running of the country, I think they just go to the Queen kind of out of respect, almost.
Respecting at this point, yeah.
Yeah, and like, it's really nothing.
Yeah.
If they decided to get rid of the monarchy, like, it really wouldn't affect them one way. I don't see that. I don't see it wouldn't affect. I think it is just the people. It's what the people want.
I concur. I agree. I think that it's really a title at this point. You know how we talk about people and jobs and title? It's just a title. And I thank you, Michael Daniels, for saying that, because I think that's pretty much the answer to the question as well. The answer to the question, what do you think it means for Bermuda? I think that's the answer. That's the answer.
It's what the people want.
Dr. Maria Seaman says, if UK is weak, imagine Bermuda. I think what she's saying, if the UK is weak, imagine Bermuda. I think that's to your point that about the monarchy being weak. To Dr. Maria Seaman's point, as I said earlier, the UK is not holding Bermuda hostage. Bermuda is where it's at because that's Bermudians' collective decision. That's just the real of it. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to do a giveaway today. So don't go anywhere. Giveaway. Actually, let's do 2 giveaways because it's Phil's birthday, my birthday. We're going to do some giveaways, Phil.
All right.
We're going to give you. So it's like a barter system. If we give them something, then they will give us something. You know what I'm saying?
That works for me. I like it. I like where you're going.
All right, stick with us, folks. Do not go anywhere. Get ready. We're going to do some giveaways when we come back. Also, Daily Play, and we will wrap it up.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring, because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more, so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security, there's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
I'm part of the SSCP, giving us opportunities to go out and sell, which is what I'm doing today.
One of the most important things I learned in the SSCP is that failure is just a part of being an entrepreneur.
As a vocal community, then you can't go anywhere, can you?
I just believe it's a really beautiful and amazing experience for everybody.
A lot of late nights being up trying to finalize things, especially for me.
You don't have to do everything at once. Little steps is the key to success.
They helped me go through every step of the way.
It has helped me gain more confidence, so that's one thing.
I'm Marley Spriggs and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Joshua Allen and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Trey Robertson Richards and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Namira Rayner and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Vincent Darrell and I am an entrepreneur.
I'm Shayla Swan, and I'm an entrepreneur.
I am Sophia Paxenhan. I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Zion, and I'm a young entrepreneur.
All right, welcome back to Big Show. Thanks again to People's Pharmacy, One Communications, Medical House Lindos, and thank you all for supporting us and joining in these kind of conversations. We're going to do the giveaway, but now it's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0, great taste, no alcohol, and Bermuda Trivia. Now available throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. You know, since, it was like a hurricane coming or a tropical storm and everyone's inside and some of you lost lights, Bermuda Trivia would have been the great entertainment for you. But anyway, Phil, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Feud today. Help Phil out, folks. Help Phil out. Help him out. I'm going to start the music. No, I'm not going to do that to you. So let me get the music ready. First question. It's feud, folks. Name something one family member might steal from another.
Clothes.
That's
shoes. Money.
Number one. I thought you would have said money first, man. Gee.
Well, because I don't like to think families really steal. I mean,
that would be number one. I don't have any family done it to me, I don't think.
Yeah. Food would have been,
Food's number three, but money was number one, as you and Nicole said. Clothes, shoes, number two. Food, number three. Jewelry, number four. And what do you think number five was?
I don't know.
Think Dateline 2020. Lover.
I was gonna say, yeah, okay. I was thinking that one. Okay.
All right, here we go. Number two. Name someone famous, real, or fictional named Mother.
Goose.
Man, this boy got that, man. It's on form. Mother Goose is number one, Mother Teresa number two, Mother Love number three, Mother Hubbard number four, Mother Nature number five. I thought Mother Nature would have been higher. See, look, Sherry said spouse. Sherry.
See, Sherry, my mind don't work like that.
That's the first question. A lot of people said Mother Teresa first, but I thought I would have said Mother Teresa first, but no, Phil got it, Mother Goose. All right, last one, folks. Last one before we get to the giveaway. Name something you see on the outside of a church.
A cross, a door.
I didn't, folks. I just pick up the three questions. I don't read them until I get on here. So he got it. Cross number one.
Hey, man.
Number two. Stained glass number three. Sign church name number.
This is a lot of pressure on here,
So this is what I'm thinking. I think the TDH crew should go on. Was it Family Feud on the real one? Mm-hmm. And I think we have a good team.
I think we have a good team.
I think we have a good team. Someone's gonna have to be left out. So I'll sit on the sideline, cheer you on. Yeah, I think we have a good team. I think we can do it.
I think we can do it. I want to say something real quick, and you touched on it already about the hurricane. We are so blessed about where we live and the fact that we can ride out these hurricanes with little to no issue. Like, it was barely any breeze where I was. While we are all comfortable in our beds, and some of us did lose power. I was fortunate not to lose power. I just want to send a shout out to everybody who's out there working while we have to deal with these hurricanes. The emergency services people, the Belco technicians, the police, everybody that's out there keeping us safe. I just wanted to make sure I gave you a minute to let you know that we are very grateful for you.
Even those who are working at grocery stores, because I saw people complaining about like that stuff, but then the stores were full. So if they weren't there, it'd be other complaints. So no, I appreciate that, Phil. Anyway, quick wrap up of today's show before we go to the giveaway. Final thoughts on today's show.
Yeah, man. I think it probably could mean something for us, but I just don't think we are perhaps we're just not under enough pressure to feel like we have to make a change. And like how Maya said before, people for her pull, just
real
probably
quick,
didn't.
Hashtag the Daily Hour for the giveaway. Sorry, Phil, I didn't tell him that before you start.
Oh yeah. No, make sure we.
Hashtag the Daily Hour for today's two giveaways. We'll do it twice. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. No, that was it. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna move the needle one way or another, to be honest.
No, I concur with you. I honestly, just based on the responses to the passing of the Queen, I don't see much changing. I don't see anything changing. The only time change happens, and I really hear me when I say this. The only time change happens that improves our lives is when we move to make it happen. If we don't make moves to make change happen, things will remain the same. Why would they remain the same? Because if they remain the same, they don't really impact those in power. So we've got to make decisions about what we want in life and what we don't want. And if we want to remain where we are, then it's on us. If we don't, then we have decisions to make. Decisions that will be in the best interest of ourselves, our families, and our community. Let's see what we've got for the giveaway. So, folks, we're going to give away 2 vouchers. One voucher, so Phil's going to give away a $25 one to Linda's, and I'll do $25 to People's Pharmacy. That's what we'll do. So let's get the giveaway up and spin this bad boy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And keep putting your hashtag in because we're going to do it twice. So let's see. All right, Phil, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's count to 5, Phil, and then I'll hit draw. Give him a little bit more chance. All right, Phil counted to 5, folks, in his head.
Oh, I was waiting for some music. Sorry. All right. 1, 2. You don't have the music for this? 3, 4, 4.5.
This guy.
5.
Here we go. Here we go. You just got that first 25. All right, Anna Pam, her birthday. See, I said she always winning. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. The crowd's out there cheering for you. All right. Crowd's out there cheering for you. Congratulations, Nana Pamela Witt. So that's $25 to Linda's. Please, folks, we're still waiting on Stacy Tucker from last week. Please send emails absolutely right away. engage@thedailyhour.com right away. Send the emails right away. I'm telling you that for a reason. If you don't collect your winnings within a week, you're not getting them. That's your new rule. Send an email, Nana Pam, engage@thedailyhour.com for your $25 gift voucher to Linda's. All right, this one's gonna be for People's Pharmacy. Here we go, folks. Let's do it again. Let's do another spin, Phil. Here we go.
All right.
Here we go. Big money. Who's got it? 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 Traveling Trotty. All right.
Oh, wow.
Going on at People's Pharmacy. And I think Traveling Trotty has a birthday coming up sometime too. She's a what are we? Virgos? We're Virgos?
Yeah.
Yeah, what that thing? I don't know signs, man.
Me neither, kid.
You got some daily inspiration for us. Congratulations, Nana Pam, Traveling Trotty. Make sure you send those emails to engage@thedailyhour.com. Phil, send us some inspiration before we go off.
Okay. Daily inspiration for today is a quote by Albert Einstein. We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them.
Folks, it's talking to
I
us.
thought you liked that one.
Talking to us. Thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, Linda's, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. Well, sorry, on Monday. He's
on your birthday.
I'm Jamal Hartman, my friends. Make it a safe and great weekend. And be safe out there. Be safe. Let's not get arrogant. Let's not get cocky. Peace. Have a great birthday, Phil.
I will. Thank you.